Venice, beating heart of speculation and trade, where money's made and money matters. Respected merchant of this place, Antonio, lost in sad thoughts.
In sooth, I know not why I am so sad. It wearies me. You say it wearies you, but how I caught it, found it, or came by it, what stuff it is made of, whereof it is born, I am to learn. And such a want-wit sadness makes of me, that I have much ado to know myself. I hold the world, but as the world, Salarina, a stage where every man must play a part, and mine a sad one.
Your mind is tossing on the ocean, there where your argosies with portly sail like signors or rich burghers on the flood, or as it were the pageants of the sea. Do well appear the petty traffickers that curtsy to them, do them reverence as they fly past them on their woven wings. I know Antonio is sad to think upon his merchandise.
Believe me, no. I thank my fortune for it. My ventures are not in one bottom trusted, nor to one place. Nor is my whole estate upon the fortune of this present year. Therefore my merchandise makes me not sad.
Why then, you are in love.
Fie! Fie!
Not in love neither? Then let us say you are sad because you are not married. And 'twere as easy for you to laugh and leap and say that you are married because you are not sad. Here comes Bassanio, your most noble kinsman. I leave you now in better company.
Antonio!
Well, tell me now, what lady is the same to whom you swore a secret pilgrimage that you today promised to tell me of?
Antonio, to you I do owe the most, in money and in love, and from your love I have a warranty to get clear all my plots and all the debts I owe.
I pray you, good Bassanio, let me know it. And if it stand, as you yourself still do, within the eye of honour, be assured my purse, my person, my extremest means lie all unlocked to your occasions.
In Belmont is a lady richly left, and she is fair, and fairer than that word, of wondrous virtue. Sometimes from her eyes I did receive fair speechless messages. Her name is Portia, nothing undervalued to Cato's daughter, Brutus's Portia, nor is the wide world ignorant of her worth, for the four winds blowing from every coast renowned suitors, and many Jasons come in quest of her. Oh, my Antonio, had I but the means to hold a rival place with one of them, I have a mind, presages me such thrift that I should questionless be fortunate.
Thou knowest that all my fortunes are at sea. Neither have I money nor commodity to raise a present sum. Therefore, go forth. Try what my credit can in Venice do. That shall be racked even to the uttermost, to furnish thee to Belmont, to fair Portia.
This is that Belmont. Speculation is alive here too, but here the prize is the fair Portia.
By my troth, Nerissa, my little body is a-weary of this great world.
My sweet lady. Her father's written a will with strict, strange terms. Anyone who'd marry her must choose the casket containing her portrait. 3 caskets, 1 gold, 1 silver, the third is lead.
Oh me, the word choose. I may neither choose who I would, nor refuse who I dislike.
No, my lady, you are curbed by the will. Suitors come from far and wide to try their luck. She favours none of them.
There is not one among them but I dote upon his very absence.
Pray God grant them all a happy departure.
Every one of them.
And yet,
I do remember in my father's time a Venetian, a scholar and a soldier.
That came hither in the company of the Marquis of Montferrat.
Yes, it was Bassanio, as I think he was so called. Of all the men that ever my foolish eyes looked upon, he was the best deserving a fair lady. I remember him well, and I remember him worthy of my praise.
Bassanio. Of course it was. Now, if only he would come and try his luck with the caskets.
Here in Venice, Bassanio, using Antonio's name to seek credit, has searched the city for a moneylender.
3,000 ducats? Well,
And this is who he's found. Shylock.
Aye, sir, for 3 months.
for 3 months? Wow.
For the which, as I told you, Antonio shall be bound.
Antonio shall become bound. Well,
Will you stead me? Will you pleasure me? Your answer to that, please.
3,000 ducats for 3 months and Antonio bound.
Aye, sir, your answer to that.
Antonio is a good man.
Have you heard any imputation to the contrary?
No. My meaning in saying he is a good man is to have you understand me that he is sufficient. Yet his means are in supposition. He hath an argosy bound to Tripolis, another to the Indies. I understand, moreover, on the Rialto he hath a third at Mexico, a full for England. Another ventures he hath squandered abroad. And ships about boards, sailors but men, there be land rats and water thieves and land thieves, I mean pirates. The man is, notwithstanding, sufficient. 3,000 ducats, I think I may take his bond.
Oh, be assured you may.
Oh, I will be assured I may, and that I may be assured I will bethink thee. May I speak with Antonio?
If it please you to dine with us.
Yes. To smell pork. To eat of the habitation that your prophet the Nazarite conjured the devil into. I will buy with you, sell with you, walk with you, talk with you, and so follow. But I will not eat with you, drink with you, nor pray with you. What news on the Rialto? Who does he come to?
Oh, this is Signor Antonio.
I like a fawning publican he looks. I hate him, for he is a Christian. But more for that, in low simplicity, he lends out money gratis and brings down the rate of usance here with us in Venice. Oh, he hates our sacred nation. And he rails, even there were merchants most do congregate on me, my bargains and my well-won thrift, which he calls interest. Cursed be my tribe if I forgive him.
So, do you hear?
I am debating on my present store, and by the near guess of my memory I cannot instantly raise the gross of full 3,000 ducats.
Shylock, though I neither lend nor borrow by giving nor by taking of excess, yet to supply the right wants of my friend, I'll break a custom. Is he yet possessed how much you would?
3,000 ducats? That's a good round sum. 3 months from 12. Now let me see.
Well,
the rate.
Shylock, shall we be beholding to you?
Signor Antonio, many a time and oft, on the Rialto, you have rated me about my monies and my bargains. Still have I taken it with a patient shrug, for sufferance is the badge of all our tribe. You call me misbeliever, cutthroat dog, and spat upon my Jewish gabardine and all for use of that which is mine own. Well, it now appears you need my help. Well, go to, you come to me and you say, Shylock, we would have monies. You say so. What should I say to you? Should I not say, have the dog money? Is it possible a cur could lend 3,000 ducats? Oh. Shall I bend low and in a bondsman's key with bated breath and whispering humbleness say this, "Oh, fair sir, you spit on me on Wednesday last, you spurn me on such a day, another time you call me dog, and for these courtesies I'll lend thee thus much moneys."
I was like to call thee so again, to spit on thee again, to spurn thee too. If thou wilt lend this money, lend it not as to thy friends, for when did friendship take a breed for barren metal of his friend? But lend it rather to thine enemy, whom if he break, thou mayst with better face exact the penalty.
Why, how you storm! I will be friends with you and have your love. Oh, forget the shames that you have stained me with. Supply your present wants and ask no doit of usance for my monies, and you'll not hear me. This is kind I offer.
This were kindness.
This kindness will I show. Go with me to a notary. Seal me there your single bond, and in a merry sport, if you repay me not on such a day in such a place, such sum or sums as are expressed in the condition, let the forfeit be nominated for an equal pound of your fair flesh, to be cut out and taken in what part of your body pleaseth me.
Content, i' faith. I'll seal to such a bond, and say there is much kindness in the Jew.
You'll not seal such a bond for me. I'd rather dwell in my necessity.
I fear not, man. I will not forfeit it. Within these 2 months, that's a month before this bond expires, I do expect return of thrice 3 times the value of this bond. Yes, Shylock, I will seal unto this bond.
Then lead me forthwith to the notary. Give him direction for our merry bond, and I will go and purse the ducat straight.
Hie thee, gentle Jew. The Hebrew will turn Christian. He grows kind.
I like not fair terms in a villain's mind.
Come on, in this there can be no dismay. My ships come home a month before the day.
So, an agreement's been reached, a hard contract drawn up. But surely it's only hard if luck takes a turn against Antonio. And the odds against that are long indeed. Surely they are. Meanwhile, I have a letter for one Lorenzo.
For me.
And the hand is fair that wrote it.
Love, news and faith.
This is Lorenzo, a gentleman of Venice. Yes, another one. But he's right. The letter is from his love, and they plan to run away together.
Yes.
Sounds promising.
I must needs tell thee all.
Oh, good.
She hath directed how I shall take her from her father's house, what gold and jewels she is furnished with, what revel's mask she hath in readiness for disguise.
Well done indeed. And all this takes place tonight, among masked and revels, when everyone will be in disguise. Here comes his love now. Jessica. She plans to leave her father's house and run away,
To Belmont.
taking with her her father's gold and jewels. And who is her father? Why, of course, he's Shylock.
I am a daughter to his blood, I am not to his manners.
Now Shylock worries about leaving his house. What, tonight of all nights, a night of masked revelry. But he must leave his house, because tonight he goes to dine with Bassanio. So he's asked someone to guard his house, to keep it safe from outside threat. Jessica.
Alack, what heinous sin it is in me to be ashamed to be my father's child.
Jessica! 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 My daughter! Oh, my daughter!
Now, what news on the Rialto? Why, it lives there unchecked that Antonio had a ship of rich laden, lost on the narrow seas. The Goodwins, I think they call the place. How now, Shylock? What news amongst the merchants?
Oh, my ducats! Oh, my daughter! Fled with a Christian on my Christian ducat! You know, none so well as you of my daughter's flight. She stands for it. My own flesh and blood to rebel. The same my daughter is my flesh and blood.
There's more difference between thy flesh and hers than between jet and ivory. More between thy bloods than between red wine and Rhenish.
The diamond gun cost me 2,000 ducats in Frankfurt. The curse never fell upon our nation till now. I never felt it till now. I would that my daughter were dead on my foot, and the jewels in her ear would she were hearsed at my foot, and the ducats in her coffin. Loss upon loss, the thief gone with so much, and so much to find the thief, and no satisfaction, no revenge. No more ill luck, stirring but what lights on my shoulders, no sighs, but of my breathing, no tears, but of my shedding.
So, other men have ill luck too. But do you know whether Antonio have had any loss at sea or no?
Oh, there I have another bad match, a bankrupt, a prodigal, who did scarce show his head on the Rialto. A man who used to come so smug upon the mud, let him look to his bond. He was wont to call me usurer, let him look to his bond. He was wont to lend out money for a Christian courtesy, let him look to his bond.
Why, I'm sure if he to forfeit, thou will not take his flesh. What's that good for?
To bait fish withal. If it will feed nothing else, it will feed my revenge. He hath disgraced me, hindered me 500,000, laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, scorned my nation, thwarted my bargains, called my friends, hated my enemies. And what's his reason? I am a Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes? Hath not a Jew hands, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions? Fed with the same food, hurt with the same weapons, subject to the same diseases, healed by the same means, warmed and cold by the same winter and summer as a Christian is. If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? If we are like you in the rest, we will resemble you in that. If a Jew wrong a Christian, what is his humility? Revenge. If a Christian wrong a Jew, what should his sufferance be? By Christian example. Why? Revenge. The villainy you teach me, I will execute. And it will go hard. But I will better the instruction.
Love and money now go all awry in Venice, and revenge and betrayal hold sway instead. But what of Belmont? More harmony there, perhaps?
Belmont's now a place for lovers. Jessica and Lorenzo have sought refuge here. And Bassanio has arrived to try his luck with the casket challenge.
Let me to my fortune and the caskets.
Away then. I am locked in one of them. If you do find me out, if you love me, Nerissa and the rest stand all aloof. Let music sound while he doth make his choice.
Thou, gaudy gold, hard food for Midas are none of thee, nor none of thee, thou pale and common drudge between man and man. Thou meagre lead, which rather threatenest than doth promise aught, thy paleness moves me more than eloquence. So I choose thee. Joy be the consequence. What find I here? Fair Portia's counterfeit. If you be well pleased with this, and hold your fortune for your bliss, I'll turn you where your lady is and claim her with a loving kiss. A gentle scroll, by your leave, good lady.
This house, these servants, and this same myself are yours, my lord. I give them with this ring, which when you lose, part from, or give away, let it presage the ruin of your love.
When this ring parts from this finger, then let all life part from hence.
More letters. Signor Antonio commencing to you.
There are some shrewd contents in yon same paper that steal the colour from Bassanio's cheek. Some dear friend dead, else nothing in the world could turn so much the constitution of any constant man. What? Worse and worse. With leave, Bassanio, I'm half yourself, and I must freely have the half of anything the same paper brings you.
Oh, sweet Portia, here are a few of the unpleasantest words that ever blotted paper. When I did first pledge my love to you, I told you all the wealth I had ran in my veins. I was a gentleman, and then I told you true. But, gentle lady, in rating myself at nothing, you shall see how much I was a braggart. For when I told you my state was nothing, I should have said I was worse than nothing. For I have engaged myself to a dear friend, engaged my friend to his mere enemy to feed my means. Well, here is a letter, lady. The paper as the body of my friend, and every word a gaping wound issuing life blood. Oh, but is it true, Salarino, have all his ventures failed, and not one vessel scaped the dreadful touch of merchant marring rocks?
Not one, my lord.
Oh,
Besides, it should appear that if he had the present money to discharge the Duke, he would not take it. He plies the Duke at morning and at night, and does impeach the freedom of the state if they deny him justice. 20 merchants, the Duke himself, and the magnificos of greatest port have all persuaded with him. But none can drive him from his envious plea of forfeiture of justice and his bond.
Is it your dear friend that is thus in trouble?
Aye, the dearest friend to me, the kindest man, the best conditioned and most unwearied spirit in doing courtesy, and one in whom the ancient Roman honour more appears than any that draw breath in Italy.
What sum owes he the Jew?
Ah, for me, 3,000 ducats.
What? No more? Pay him 6,000 and deface the bond. Double 6,000, then treble that before a friend of this description should lose a hair through Bassanio's fault. First, go with me to church and call me wife, then away to Venice to your friend, for never shall you lie by Portia's side with an unquiet soul. You shall have gold to pay the petty debt 20 times over. When it is paid, bring your true friend along. But let me hear the letter of your friend.
Sweet Bassanio, my ships have all miscarried. My creditors grow cruel. My estate is very low. My bond to the Jew is forfeit. And since in paying it, it is impossible I should live, all debts are cleared between you and I, if I might but see you at my death. Notwithstanding, use your pleasure. If your love do not persuade you to come, let not my letter.
Oh, love, dispatch your business and be gone.
Since I have your good leave to go, I will make haste.
I toward heaven breathe a secret vow, to live in prayer and contemplation, attended only by Nerissa here until my lord Bassanio's return. And into both your hands I do commit the manage of my house while I'm away.
Madam, with all my heart.
We shall obey.
Jessica and Lorenzo left to watch the house, as Jessica watched her father's house. Better than that, let's hope. Meanwhile, my lady and I will be at prayer and contemplation. Or not. No. I know my lady, and she has other plans, disguise and intervention. She has a cousin, Bellario, a wise man rich in the knowledge of the law. With him she will confer. And then she and I, dressed as a doctor of law and a doctor's clerk, will go where Bassanio goes, to Venice.
What is Antonio here?
Ready, so please your grace.
I am sorry for thee. Thou art come to answer a stony adversary, an inhuman wretch, incapable of pity, void and empty from any dram of mercy.
I have heard your grace hath taken great pains to qualify his rigorous course. But since he stands obdurate, and that no lawful means can carry me out of his envy's reach, I do oppose my patience to his fury, and am armed to suffer with a quietness of spirit the very tyranny and rage of his.
Go on, and call the Jew into the court.
He is ready at the door. He comes, my lord, straight from prayer.
Make room, let him stand before our face. Shylock, the world thinks, and I think so too, that thou but leadest this fashion of thy malice to the last hour of act, and then 'tis thought thou'lt show thy mercy and remorse more strange than is thy strange apparent cruelty. We all expect a gentle answer. Jew,
I have possessed your grace of what I purpose, and by our holy Sabbath have I sworn to have the due and forfeit of my bond. If you deny it, let the danger light on your charter and your city's freedom. You'll ask me why I rather choose to have a weight of carrion flesh than to receive 3,000 ducats. I'll not answer that, but say it is my humour. So can I give no reason, nor I will not, more than a lodged hate and certain loathing I bear Antonio, why I follow thus a losing suit against him. Are you answer?
Ah, this is no answer to excuse the current of thy cruelty, thou unfeeling man.
I'm not bound to please thee with my answers.
Oh, kills every man the things he does not love.
There's any man the thing he would not kill.
Every offence is not a hate at first.
Why would you have a serpent sting thee twice?
I pray thee, think you question with the Jew? You may as well go stand upon the beach and bid the main flood bait his usual height. You may as well use question with the wolf, why he hath made the ewe bleat for the lamb. You may as well forbid the mountain pines to wag their high tops and to make no noise when they are threatened with the gusts of heaven. You may as well do anything most hard as seek to soften that, than which what's harder? His Jewish heart. Therefore I do beseech you, make no more offers, use no further means. With all brief and plain conveniency, let me have judgment and the Jew his will.
For thy 3,000 ducats here is 6.
If every ducat and 6,000 ducats was in 6 parts, and every part a ducat, I would not draw them, I would have my bond.
How shalt thou hope for mercy, rendering none?
What judgment shall I dread, doing no wrong? The pound of flesh which I demand of him is dearly bought, 'tis mine, and I will have it. If you deny fie upon your law, there is no force in the decrees of Venice. I stand for judgment. Answer. Shall I have it?
Upon my power, I may dismiss this court, unless Bellario, a learned doctor whom I have sent for to determine this, come here today. Bring the letter, call the messenger. This letter from Bellario doth commend a young and learned doctor to our court. The court shall hear Bellario's letter.
Your Grace shall understand that at the receipt of your letter I am very sick. But in the instant that your messenger came, in loving visitation was with me a young doctor of Rome. His name is Balthazar. I acquainted him with the cause and controversy between the Jew and Antonio the merchant. We turned o'er many books together. He is furnished with my opinion, which, bettered with his own learning, the greatness whereof I cannot enough commend, comes with him at my importunity to fill up your Grace's request in my stead. I beseech you, let his lack of years be no impediment to let him lack a reverend estimation, for I never knew so young a body with so old a head. I leave him to your Grace's acceptance, whose trial shall better publish his commendation.
You will hear Bellario's letter and what he writes. And here I take it as the doctor. Come you from Bellario.
I did, my lord.
You're welcome. Take your place. Are you acquainted with the difference that holds the present question in the court?
I'm informed thoroughly of the cause. Which is the merchant here and which the Jew?
Antonio and old Shylock both stand forth.
Is your name Shylock?
Shylock is my name.
Of a strange nature is the suit you follow, yet in such rule that the Venetian law cannot impugn you as you do proceed. You stand within his danger, do you not?
Aye, so he says.
Do you confess the bond?
I do.
Well then, must the Jew be merciful?
And what compulsion must I? Tell me that.
The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth, as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. 'Tis mightiest in the mightiest. It becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. His sceptre shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings. But mercy is above this sceptred sway. It is enthroned in the hearts of kings. It is an attribute to God himself, and earthly power then doth show like as gods when mercy seasons justice. Therefore, Jew, though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in the course of justice none of us shall see salvation. We each do pray for mercy, and that same prayer doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. I have spoke thus much to mitigate the justice of thy plea, which, if thou follow, this strict court of Venice must needs give sentence gainst the merchant there.
My deeds on my head. I crave the law, the penalty and forfeit of my bond.
Is he not able to discharge the money?
Yes,
No.
I tender it for him here in the court. Yea, twice the sum. If that will not suffice, well, I'll be bound to pay it 10 times over, on penalty of my hands, my head, my heart. And if this will not suffice, well, it must appear that malice bears down truth. And so I do beseech you, rest once the law unto your authority, to do a great right, do a little wrong, and curb this cruel devil of his will.
It must not be. There is no power in Venice can alter a decree established, will be recorded for a precedent, and many an error by the same example should rush into the state. It cannot be.
Daniel, come to judgment. Yea, Daniel, oh wise young judge, how I do honour thee.
I pray you, let me look upon the bond.
Here it is, Reverend Doctor, here it is.
Shylock, there's thrice thy money offered thee.
An oath, an oath. I have an oath in heaven, shall I lay perjury upon my soul? No, not for Venice.
Why, this bond is forfeit, and lawfully by this the Jew may claim a pound of flesh, to be by him cut off nearest the merchant's heart. I pray you, be merciful, take thrice thy money, bid me tear the bond.
When it is paid according to the tenor, it doth appear thou art a worthy judge. You know the law. Your exposition hath been most sound. I charge you by the law whereof thou art a well-deserving pillar. Proceed to judgment. Upon my soul I swear, there is no power in the tongue of man to alter me. I stay here on my bond.
Most heartily I do beseech the court to give the judgment.
Why then thus it is. You must prepare your bosom for his knife.
Oh, noble judge, excellent young man.
For the intent and purpose of the law have full relation to the penalty which here appeareth due upon the bond.
Oh, wise young man, excellent judge.
Therefore lay bare your bosom. Are they here balanced to weigh the flesh?
I have them ready.
Have I some surgeon, Shylock, on thy charge to stop his wounds, lest they do bleed to death?
Is it so nominated in the bond?
It is not so expressed, but 'twere good you do so much for charity.
No, I cannot find it. It's not in the bond.
Merchant, have you anything to say?
But little. I am armed and well prepared. Give me your hand, Bassanio. Fare you well. Commend me to your honourable wife. Tell her the process of Antonio's end. Speak me fair in death. Say how I loved you. And when the tale is told, let her be judge whether Bassanio had not once a love. Repent but you that you shall lose your friend, and he repents not that he pays your debt. For if the Jew do cut but deep enough, I'll pay it presently, with all my heart.
Antonio, I do have me a wife which is as dear to me as is life itself. For my wife, my life, and all else are not esteemed to me above thy life. I would lose them all, nay, sacrifice them all, here, to this devil, to deliver you.
Your wife would give you little thanks for that if she were by to leave Lady Olga.
We trifle time. I prithee, pursue sentence.
A pound of that same merchant's flesh is thine. The court awards it, and the law doth give it.
Most rightful judge.
And you must cut the flesh from off his breast. The law allows it, and the court awards it.
Most learned judge. A sentence. Come, prepare.
Tarry a little. There is something else. This bond doth give thee here no jot of blood. The words expressly are, a pound of flesh. Take then thy bond, take thou thy pound of flesh, but in the cutting cutting it, if you do shed one drop of Christian blood, thy lands and goods are, by the laws of Venice, confiscate unto the state of Venice.
Oh, upright judge, most learned judge!
Learned judge!
Is that the law?
Thyself shall see the act, for, as thou urgest justice, be assured thou shalt have justice more than thou desirest.
I take this offer then. Pay the bond thrice. Let the Christians go.
I have it for thee here.
Soft, the Jew shall have all justice, soft, no haste, he shall have nothing but the penalty. Therefore, prepare you to cut off the flesh. Shed thou no blood, nor cuts thou less nor more than just a pound of flesh. If thou cuts more or less than a just pound, be it but so much as make it light or heavy in the substance, or the division of the 20th part of one poor scruple, nay, if the scales do turn but in the estimation of a hair, thou diest, and all thy goods are confiscate. Why doth the Jew pause? Take thou thy forfeiture.
Give me my principal and let me go.
I have it for thee. Here it is.
He hath refused it in an open court, he shall have merely justice and his bond.
Daniel still say I. A second, Daniel. I thank you for teaching me that word.
Shall I not have barely my principal?
Thou shalt have nothing but the penalty to be so taken at thy peril, Jew.
Then the devil give him good of it. I'll stay no longer question.
Tarry, Jew. The law hath yet another hold on you. It is enacted in the laws of Venice that if it be proved against an alien that he seek the life of any citizen, the party against the which he doth contrive shall seize one half his goods, the other come into the privy coffer of the state. And the offender's life lies at the mercy of the Duke only, gainst all other voice. In which predicament I say thou standst. For it appears by manifest proceeding that indirectly and directly too thou hast contrived against the very life of the defendant, and incurred the danger formerly by me rehearsed. Down therefore and beg mercy of the Duke.
That thou shalt see the difference of our spirits, I do pardon thee thy life before thou ask it. For half thy wealth, it is Antonio's. The other half comes to the general state, which humbleness may drive unto a fine.
I for the state, not for Antonio.
They take my life and all. Pardon not that. You take my house when you do take the prop that doth sustain my house. You take my life when you do take the means whereby I live.
What mercy can you render him, Antonio?
So please my lord the Duke and all the court, to quit the fine for one half of his goods, I am content. So he will let me have the other half in use, to render it upon his death, unto the gentleman that lately stole his daughter.
No.
2 things provided more, that for this favour he do presently become a Christian. The other, that he do record a gift here in the court of all he dies possessed unto his son Lorenzo and his daughter.
He shall do this, or else I do recant the pardon that I late pronounced here.
Art thou contented, Jew? What dost thou say?
I am content.
Last joy of gift.
I pray to give me leave to go from hence. I am not well. Send the deed after me. I will sign it.
Get thee gone, but do it! I entreat you, sir, home with me to dinner.
I humbly do desire your grace of pardon. I must away this night toward Padua, and it is meet I presently set forth.
I'm sorry that your leisure serves you not. Antonio, gratify this gentleman, for in my mind you are much bound to him.
Worthy gentlemen, I and my friend are by your great wisdom this day acquitted of grievous penalties, in lieu whereof 3,000 ducats Lately, Jew, unto the Jew, we freely cope your courteous pains withal.
Oh, and stand indebted over and above in love and service to you forevermore.
He is well paid that is well satisfied, and I, delivering you, am satisfied, and therein to account myself well paid. My mind was never yet more mercenary. I pray you, know me when we meet again. I bid you well, and therefore take my leave.
Of course, I must attempt you further. Take some remembrance of us, not as a fee, but as a tribute. Grant me 2 things, not to deny me and to pardon me.
You press me far, and therefore I shall yield, and in love I'll take this ring from you. Do not draw back your hand, I'll take no more, and you, in love, shall not deny me this.
This ring, sir, alas, it is a trifle. I will not shame myself to give you this.
I'll have nothing more but only this, now methinks I have a mind to it.
Now, there's more depends on this than the value of it. The dearest ring in all Venice I will get you, and find it out by proclamation. Only for this, I pray you, pardon me.
I see, sir. You are liberal in offers. You first taught me how to beg, and now methinks you teach me how a beggar should be answered.
This ring was given me by my wife, who when she did put it on, bade me neither give, nor sell, nor lose it.
That's you serves many men to save their gifts, and if your wife be not a mad woman, and know how well I deserve the ring, methinks she would not hold out enemy forever for giving it me. Well, peace be with you.
My Lord Bassanio, let him have the ring. Let his deservings and my love withal be valued against your wife's commandments.
Go, Salarino, run, give him the ring, and then early will we fly towards Belmont. Come, Antonio.
The moon shines bright in such a night as this, when the sweet winds did gently kiss the trees and they did make no noise. In such a night, methinks Troilus mounted the Trojan walls, and sighed his soul towards the Grecian tents where Cressid lay that night.
In such a night did Thisbe fearfully o'er trip the dew, and saw the lion shadow ere himself, and ran dismayed away.
In such a night did Jessica steal from the wealthy Jew, and with an unthrift love did run from Venice as far as Belmont.
In such a night did young Lorenzo swear he loved her well, stealing a soul with many vows of faith and ne'er true one.
In such a night did pretty Jessica, like a little shrew, slander her love, and he forgave it her.
I would outnight you did nobody come, but hark, I hear the footing of someone.
Who comes so fast in the silence of the night?
A friend.
A friend? What friend? Your name, I pray you, friend.
Salarino is my name, and I bring word thy mistress will by break of day be here at Belmont.
Sweet soul, let's in, and there expect their coming. And yet, no matter, why should we go in? My friend Salarino, signify, I pray you, within the house the mistress is at hand, and bring your music forth into the air.
How sweet the moonlight sleeps upon this bank. Here we will sit, and let the sound of music creep in our ears. Soft stillness in the night become the touches of sweet harmony.
Sit, Jessica. Look how the floor of heaven is thick inlaid with patines of bright gold. There's not the smallest orb which thou beholdst, but in his motion like an angel sings, still choiring to the young-eyed cherubims. Such harmony is in immortal souls. Come home, and wake Diana with a hymn. With sweetest touches pierce your mistress' ear, and draw her home with music.
That light we see is burning in my hall. How far the little candle throws his beams. Thus shines a good deed in a naughty world. Music, hark!
Dear lady, welcome home.
We have been praying for my husband's health, which speed, we hope, the better for our words. Is he returned? Madam. You are welcome Welcome home, my lord.
Why, thank you, madam. Give welcome to my friend. This is the man. This is Antonio, to whom I was so infinitely bound.
You should be much bound to him, for I hear he was much bound for you.
No more than I am well acquitted of.
Sir, you are very welcome to our house. It must appear in other ways than words, therefore I scant this breathing courtesy.
The ring. The ring she gave him. Remember what he said. When this ring parts this finger, then parts life from hence. And it has. The ring has parted from the finger.
My Lord Bassanio gave his ring away unto the judge that begged it, and indeed deserved it too.
If I could add a lie unto a fault, I would deny it, but you can see my finger hath not the ring upon it. It is gone.
Even so void is your false heart of truth. By heaven, I will never come in your bed until I see the ring.
If you could know for whom I did give the ring, and could know for what I did give the ring, and would know for why I gave the ring, and how unwillingly I left the ring, when naught would be accepted but the ring, I think you would abate the strength of your displeasure.
If you had known the virtue of the ring, or half her worthiness who gave the ring, or your own honour to contain the ring, I'll die for it, but some woman had the ring.
No, by mine honour, madam, by my soul, no woman had it but a worthy doctor, which did refuse 3,000 ducats of me, and begged the ring, the which I did deny him, and suffered him to go displeased away. Even he that did uphold the very life of my dear friend. What should I say, dear lady? That I was enforced to send the ring after him? That I was beset with shame and courtesy? My honour would not let ungratitude so much besmear it. For, gentle lady, by these blessed candles of the night, had you but been there, I think you would have begged the ring of me to give the worthy doctor.
I am the unhappy subject of these quarrels.
Sir, you are welcome notwithstanding.
Nay, but hear me. Pardon me this fault, and by my soul I swear I will never more break an oath with thee.
I once did lend my body for his wealth, which, but for him that had your husband's ring, had quite miscarried. I dare be bound again, my soul upon the forfeit, that your lord will never more break faith advisedly.
Then you shall be his surety. Give him this. Bid him keep it better than the other.
Here, Lord Bassanio, swear to keep this ring.
By heaven, it is the same ring I gave the doctor.
You are all amazed. Here is a letter. Read it at your leisure. It comes from Padua, from Bellario. There you shall find that Portia was the doctor.
I am dumb.
Were you the doctor? And I knew you not.
Antonio, you are welcome, and there is better news in store for you than you expect. Unseal this letter soon. There you shall find 3 of your argosies richly come to harbour suddenly. Lorenzo, some good comforts too for you. Here do I give to you and Jessica from the rich Jew a special deed of gift after his death of all he dies possessed of. It is almost morning, and yet I am sure you are not satisfied with these events at full. Let us go in, where we will answer all things faithfully.